All right. Yep. Rayshad Andrews with Ring Around Truth. And I am live right now on Monday night. And it's about 9:20 in the PM Central Standard Time. And yeah, so the third stream I'm doing, third live I've done. Let's see. How was work today? Work was all right. It wasn't too bad. Dealt with a lot of people with attitudes today. Didn't really enjoy that. But other than that, work was fine. No problem. You know, when dealing with that type of job, when just sitting there taking calls, dealing with people's issues, um, it's kind of like people call in and they need assistance, but they have attitudes and they don't, they the way that they'll talk to you at times really just kind of makes you not want to help them. But then you're just like, okay, I'm not gonna take it personal. I'll still help them out. It's whatever. But some people, man, are just beyond reproach, truly. And so yeah, really glad and happy and thankful to be able to do another stream. Really looking forward to seeing where this all goes and how it develops. So yeah, topic. I'm not always going to put a specific title up. Today I am streaming only right now on YouTube. I think I'm going to save streaming on Twitch for whenever I can do like longer drawn out streams, like mainly or focused around my gaming, and because I like to game and get into the community, and just while in the gaming community I want to just attract the people within the community that resonate with the message that I'm coming with, and also whoever wants to learn where this potential can go. More than you're more than welcome to join. Subscribe, like, whatever like the video, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't take much effort. That's like two clicks. Click, like the video, subscribe. So yeah, but yeah, streaming just on YouTube, and I think that's going to be the regular thing. And then on my days off, until I'm doing this full time, which I have my days off are back to back, and so I'll take those days off to do on the stream. But I'll also most likely do something on YouTube as well. Most likely it'll be Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, or two separately. I'm not sure. But also, let's not forget about the locals, because I want to do more, personal stuff over on the local side. But the message is going to be deep across the board, no matter where you're witnessing it at. But on the local side of things, I really want that community to be like really tight knit, because so I really want to put the proper effort into developing the content that I'm going to be putting out. But I don't want to have it where it's too cookie cutter, or but also I want to see where I can go, how I can develop things, and see how I can build this, because I'm really interested in being able to take what I do here and make something out of it. And from what I make out of it, in terms of funds, I would really like to be able to invest that into something that's going to be beneficial for people, on a community level. And so, and in the days to come, I'll talk more about that plan. But today, the title, is Wartime Mindset. Choose a side, Russia versus Ukraine. And there's a reason that I chose that title. Main reason is because of this video that I came across earlier today, that I'm actually going to we're going to be going over here. I'm going to watch it. It's been out since April 29th, So a few days here, and over 1 million people have seen it. It's on YouTube. The Associated Press, it's their footage, and we're just going to go through it, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents on it, what I think about it, and we're going to check it out. So let's see. I like to minimize myself here. Welcome to the cosmos, and then we're going to put that on right there, and we're going to take a look at this video. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Let's watch it, right? And like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think, and yeah, let's get into this.
Все хорошо. Все, зафиксировал, можешь посмотреть. Да, я понимаю. Смотри на меня внимательно. Ну, я тебе,
So it says that this man has been arrested because of social media posts praising the Russian president for calling for succession and insulting the Ukrainian flag. So this is happening in the Ukraine, right? Ukraine hunts down traitors helping Russia. And you saw the terror in the people's faces, right? Men, soldiers coming in with automatic rifles, coming into your home, your abode, and basically, you're at their mercy at that point, right? And as you can see, yeah, this is pretty crazy.
Это, кстати.
Ну, я поддерживал много, да.
Ты поддерживал Путина, да, и поддерживаешь армию России. Как-то ты не хорошо о флаге Украины, да, отзываешься? Да?
Ну да, это много ставил, я вам говорил. Ну, я уже и так...
There's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, yeah, this guy, yeah, he was writing all this stuff, talking all that madness, and look, they show up to his door, and look at him now. But truth be told, how many people out there in this day and age are really, have that grit? You know what I'm saying? They really, have that, level of chutzpah, and to, be in this type of situation and then double down. Double down. Don't be like, oh, sorry, and attempt to, be granted any sort of grace or pity. No, they show up and you let them know, yeah, I stood for that, and then you hit them with the reality, whatever reality you were in when you spoke it, right, whatever you stand for, and then you let them know why, right? Now, even though you have, the right to do that, every right to do that, would you do that? Or would you do what he's doing? A lot of people say they spit in that soldier's face. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you would. I think a wise person that has a family and has things that they could lose, or even people who don't have much that they can lose except for their own life, would try to be as wise as they can when soldiers are within your vicinity, in your face, asking you questions about things that you're saying about, basically the war that your country's in. You're just going to be singing a different tune whenever things like that happen, which is, understandably so. as you can see this man doing it here. But just the idea alone during this war, right, that the soldiers are coming to his house, to his home, on the basis that he said something negatively about the soldiers and positively about the enemy that the soldiers are facing. And the fact that they're in his home tells you, you know, just, you know, what the conditions are, you know, and it's kind of like what the playing field is, right? Because best believe, understand in this day and age, this is what, you know, the enemy wants for America, right? They want to be able to come into everyone's face in this country, in these nations, right? In America, right? And do it and question you about everything that you've done, right? They can't do it yet because they don't have the power to do so, but they would love to be able to do this. And in the Ukraine right now, it really looks like the conditions are being set by way of this war for this type of activity to be, you know, to go on. You know, I understand completely when there's a war and you can't have dissent. You understand? And at the same time, you know, people just don't know how serious to take this stuff, especially whenever you have this day and age where nobody really takes anything as serious as it should be taken, or even for face value at that. So let's continue.
Сегодня, да? После нашего прихода, да? Прямо сейчас, да? Да? Так, собираем вещи, одеваемся. Собирай вещи, одевайся.
А что будет?
One moment.
Нічого не буде.
А куда мне?
Все буде відповідно чином.
Alright, something wasn't right.
Не знаю.
Ну нормально там бить.
Конечно, никто тебя не будет. Все, мы ж не расшифровали.
Is he going through his phone? So you see how he said everything is according to the law? He'll be fine? See, because these people are just thinking the worst. They think they're just going to take him and shoot him. But really what the system does is it does this stuff administratively. Okay, what is, you know, what is legislative madness. But, you know, the idea that by law in the Ukraine that, you know, this stuff has been green light to go, you know, just tells you that, you know, hey, once they find a way to do it, they'll do it. You better just hope it doesn't come to the States.
Дуже швидкий темп задають наші Збройні Сили, ми мусимо їм відповідати і надавати інформацію і працювати так, щоб їм не били в спину.
That looks like the guy that I had a drink with whenever I was in the Ukraine and I dealt with members of their armed forces.
Головне неминучість того, що справедливість буде відновлена.
А что, какая причина, что к чему, что вы... Переживать не стоит, отец, переживать не стоит. В какой-то момент ваш сын немножко запаниковал и повел себя вызывающе. Понимаете?
Человек был задержан после обстрела, снимал все на видеокамеру. При попытке наладить с ним контакт повел себя подозрительно, тем самым вызвав наше внимание. Вот. При осмотре его телефона были найдены фотоматериалы, контакты с противником. своими действиями он подвергал опасности не только нас, военных, но и жителей.
And see, I guess that's the ultimate thing, right there when it really boils down, right? I mean, you just like even though there are people in the country who disagree with the war, who disagree with what the Ukrainian military is doing. If they in any way, do anything that could constitute as an action uh, that is against the Ukrainian military, then that's treasonous behavior, and that can be that is punishable by law. And so that's what people really got to consider here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I understand, freedom of speech. People can say what they want to say. People can have their viewpoints and their opinions. But if you're doing things, even through this internet, which is openly as it is, and if these guys are at war, they're at war, and they can't just be risking being compromised. At one point, when you didn't have all this exchange of information like they had, like we have today, being compromised by your fellow, citizen, as he's in the military and there's a citizens, it. I suppose it could happen, but it's just so much of an easier happening now, and the fact that people would just not consider that, consider what they're doing. Oh, this could be this could be lead to something that's going to have the military knocking on your door. I guess people aren't taking it that serious, but once wind of this gets out, I think people will have to take it, and people in the Ukraine will have to take it much more serious and realize that they can't just, say what they want to say on the internet about the about the military forces and think that it's just going to go unanswered. Especially, if they're giving out information about where the military is located and giving out, stuff that could compromise them. The Ukrainian people just don't want to risk it, but we're not over there. We don't know what it's like. We have no idea what it's actually like on the ground there. But just the idea that this is set up like this, it's like if something like this is enacted, how long did it take to withdraw such a law? Because you can't always have a law like that, at play. There has to be something that is emergency action law of some sort. But who knows? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. You saw how scared those people were.
Гражданских.
Я говорю, ну вот кто по нам стреляет? Кто? Это же не наши. Говорю, это ваши, говорю, фашисты. Так он вот этим бесится. Понимаете? Вот это и все. А?
Он их любит.
Он любит это, как говорится, в Якутии был, там и служил он это. И вот он привык, и вот это, думая, Россия и все. Вот и все.
Ну ничего, его полечат.
Как?
Полечат его.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, everything that's going on over there. But just the idea that, military come knocking at your door about something that you put on the internet, about a tweet, about a post, about a Facebook post, about anything like that, is would be frightening to, anybody. I'm pretty sure nobody would want to deal with that. But at the same time, during times of war, one must be wise, and you have to realize the element and the nature of what you're dealing with, so that you know how to move as wisely as possible. In my mind, in my idea of how to operate, always best to be low key. But that's just, in my opinion, for something like that to happen, here in the United States, you'd have to get pretty loose. And just be downright nonsensical. So I don't think they'd be able to get away with something like that. But just the fact that it is going on, and there's not really anybody can do about it. And if it's going on anywhere, then people need to understand that it sets a precedent of options and possibilities. and the enemy, at large sees that as opportunity, and so you have to be conscious about this type of stuff. But because I really think that there's something coming, we just don't entirely, we think we know, but because there's a lot of information being exchanged, and there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that we have now that we didn't have before, a lot of comprehensions, but it's just so sporadic, the level at which everything is operating, that you can think and then next thing you know, you're neck deep in something that you ain't never seen before, and you don't even recognize. And I think that's what they're really trying to hit us with. In some senses, from some angles, you know, depending on where you're listening, and who you're listening to, some people, in this arena, that's dealing with this daily, would say that, the globalists or the New World Order, World Economic Forum, Trilateral Commission, whatever you want to acknowledge them as, are losing. And that's why they're pulling out all these stops. But I don't know. I don't know who's losing, and I don't know who's winning. But I do know that there's been big investments made, large investments made, and I don't think that the enemy is just going to let those investments go to waste. I think that they're just going to try to put everything that they have to use, and execute on it all. And I think that the people need to organize in a way that's going to allow, us, to collectively have the best chance, fighting moving forward. Overall, there's a big election coming up, these midterms, and people are really looking forward to them. There's a lot of, talk going around that that the right is that the conservatives are gonna wipe out the left. Republicans are gonna be, in it all the way, and that could be the case. But I just really think that it shouldn't come down to, I understand you have to have, solid leaders in play that can, have an impact, that can do the right thing, uphold the Constitution, acknowledge the will of the people, realize how, the power is supposed to be, handled and wielded, right? Like, you have Ron DeSantis, he's a shining example in this day and age of how the power is to be wielded. And just how much of a positive impact, a politician, can make when, when put into the position and carry it, and, and hold it and do things that, truly are representative of the will of the people. You see, because it's like when you get somebody in power that is listening to what the people are saying, right? The real, placement of power is with the people. And when you get someone in a position of, leadership, who listens to the people, it's like all that power of the people is, put into a focal point, and that focal point can get stuff done. You see, and that's what Ron DeSantis does, and he's been able to get things done. He's been able to, stand in the gap against, big, not only big tech, but also, big money like Disney, and their, what they've been trying to do with their whole, LGTB whatever Q agenda, and he's really been, standing out there like the people's champion, doing what needs to be done and executing in his position. And so if we have people like that across the board, then that would just, make, a situation where the enemy would never defeat us. And ideally, I think that's what people want, but in order to get that, it's not going to be so easy. If that's what gets voted in, that'd be amazing. All this stuff would get turned around, and, in the blink of an eye, and what it would seem like. But I just don't know. I just don't know. We need a Ron DeSantis in every, as governor for every state. And that's the only way that we really win this. If we had a Ron DeSantis, like as governor for at least like half of all the states of the union, then we'd be really on top of the game right now, like hardcore. But there's just so much fear and cowardice out there within these positions of leadership. And the thing is that if these people who are in positions of leaderships as governors in these different states just took note of what Ron DeSantis is doing and understood that they need to be a focal point for the power of the people and need to be able to execute on that, then they would all be winning. Everybody would be winning. Why is it about destroying something that could be working out pretty good if they just didn't have to ruin it as they're trying to? Doesn't make any sense to me. But with that, this it is what it is. But yeah, what I really want to know, I want to know what other people think about it. If you come across this video, come across this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. More to come, and yeah, it's just madness. Soldiers kicking in your door. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Like the video. I'll be making another one tomorrow. Not really doing multiple uploads in a day at this point. Maybe whenever I have a day off, okay. Or, maybe as I, start developing this other, situation that I have going on and start taking care of a few things, I'll start, obviously trying to invest in this more. But for now, this is how it is. And so enjoy it as you enjoy it. And yeah, have a great day, everybody.